Good morning, everybody. My name is Luke Sullivan. Welcome to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. We are in Frederick, Colorado, right off of Interstate 25, just north of Denver. You can't miss us. We've got a ton of inventory on the lot. It's summertime. We've got a lot of rotating inventory, so come stop by if you have the opportunity. Obviously, we do these videos for a lot of people that don't have that opportunity. But behind me today, really cool trailer, Logan 3-horse Bullseye with what we call a closet tack. So you've got that separate storage for your saddles, your bridles, kind of all your horse gear, obviously. A lot of people use these goosenecks to camp out of in the weekends, especially up in that gooseneck. You can throw a bedroll or an air mattress up there. So really nice to separate things a little bit. But before we get into that, and we do want to focus on that certainly, let's talk about the basics. Obviously, 2 5/16" coupler, fully adjustable. So these newer trailers, these newer trucks, we're getting a lot of better, deeper beds, a lot taller bed heights. We've gotten a lot of adjustment with these couplers. Really nice to be able to do that. Get our trailer riding level and get the clearance that we need between our bed rail and this bottom rail here as well. So heavy duty coupler, heavy duty safety chains, even on your goosenecks, people, please utilize your safety chains. Nice place to store them back there. And then you do have, tied up neatly right now, you do have a breakaway cable as well, so make sure you're always utilizing that as well. One theme in these Logans you'll notice before we talk about a few other things is everything that's coated in black is their Vortex liner. Similar to a truck bed liner, holds up really well back here. We've got a lot of dirt and gravel roads out here in Colorado, so holds up really well behind our pickup trucks here, and then you'll start seeing it too in the horse compartments and a few other areas too. Really, really nice coating. So full-size matching spare wheel and tire here. One really nice thing when you have an aluminum wheel trailer is to keep a matching spare. It's kind of goofy looking when you get that old steel wheel on there. If you do happen to have a flat or a blowout or something like that, we do turn it around just to save face a little bit and keep it a little bit cleaner running down the road. And then we have a manual crank jack here. If you guys are looking at trailers and you've been wowed by the electric over hydraulic jacks that we have now on both makes and models of our trailers that we keep in stock, they really are great. They are a press of a button up and down. They're a bit more secure. You get a key with them to turn them on and off, and then you get that 12-volt deep cycle battery. If you see a trailer on our lot that has a manual crank jack, don't check it off your list or take it off your list. Keep it on there. It's something we can always add here at the shop. We've got a couple techs here that have been doing trailer stuff for a very long time, and you will think it came that way from the factory. So anytime you see a manual crank jack on the lot, please don't let that deter you. So let's get into these tack rooms now. First and foremost, you've got access on what we call curbside, a little bit safer if you are traveling down the road. You've got access into both of these really, really nicely. Big running board here you can use as a step up. And then we're fully carpeted inside. Our floorboards are carpeted. Our gooseneck drop wall with a nice little step here is also carpeted. Just ease access to get up into the gooseneck area as well. And so just like we talked about when we were standing out front, a lot of people utilize these areas as a place to sleep. Obviously, a really blank slate for storage. If you're keeping totes in here, you can organize it any way you want. But then back to if you are spending some nights in there, a couple windows directly opposing each other so you can get a little bit of cross ventilation in here. And then they are screened as well, so you're gonna keep bugs out of it. And then the door that leads into this room as well is also got a small bust window in it. So again, you can keep some air moving through this trailer. Late at night, certainly you'd be quite comfortable. And then again, kind of wide open space. We've got a little compartment back here, a little notch back here. Maybe an alcove if you want to call it. This is the back side of our closet tack. Again, nice spot to add some more hanging storage if you want. Again, in terms of add-ons, we were talking about the electric over hydraulic jack. That's something else too. With Logan, we can certainly very easily get our hands on factory parts. So if you want to keep that continuity throughout the trailer. And then throughout both of our tack rooms, and it looks like I left that switch off on our on our battery control for our 7-pin, but we do have LEDs throughout too. So Really low power draw from those. Don't have to worry about drawing down batteries really fast. And we've got a couple, one in the nose and then one directly behind me as well. And then you'll have switches for those just inside the door. Flip our step up. We'll start closing up the trailer as we go along to kind of give you that side profile of it. Nice holdbacks on all of them. And then, as you can see, first and foremost, my favorite feature of tack rooms now, really, and especially I'm a shorter guy, stepping into tack rooms with big saddles, tripping over stirrups and girths and all our gear like that is something I am very, very used to, and I'm sure plenty of others are as well. So these swing out saddle racks completely eliminate that. First and foremost, they're fully adjustable. So if we want to bring these down a notch, it's a toolless knob here in the back, just a little bit of a twist to that. And as much as you want to move it around to suit your needs, to suit whatever gear you're putting on there, you have that ability. And as you can see, I've got this one right at belly height, this one here at chest height, and we can move this one down. But all of them, as I'm standing on the ground, are really, really easy access. And then just a gas shock there that swings it in and out. No hardware, you don't have to worry about a pin or anything like that. On our door, we also have some swing out racks for our pads as well. So really nice to swing this out, just a double-ended snap on there, keep it simple. Load this pad up, load this rack up. If you are spending some time at the show and you know you're gonna be parked out for a while, nice to kind of keep this open, let some breeze go over your saddle pads, dry them all off. And then also you'll notice a bus window in the door as well, so we can keep some ventilation in there. Obviously we're not trying to share that space with ourselves or anymore, but nice to keep some air moving through there, especially if you're running down the road on a hot day like we're having now. And then down below, nice little brush tray in there too. So little piece of carpet in there, really nice. Throw your show sheen, throw your fly spray, your hoof paint, couple brushes, that easy access stuff that you'll want while you're either tacking up or when you first get to the show. Nice to be able to have that. And then working our way back inside of here, you will see bottom half of that wall is our total Vortex liner. And then the top of that, anywhere that we have bridle hooks or hooks, hanging area for you, you're gonna have that carpeted behind it. So we've all seen the used trailers running down the road, all marked up. So I think first and foremost, resale, it really holds the value of these trailers. They look a lot nicer, even just a couple years old. We don't see all those marks. Secondarily to that too, we are sharing that one partition wall towards the rear with our horses. So it'll act as a bit of a sound deadener too. And then one more thing tucked away in the corner is an onboard water tank. Not pressurized, it's just a gravity feed system, but a really nice way to bring some water from home with you. If you're traveling to trails that don't have access to water, if you're going to shows in the kind of swing season and they've got their water turned off, nice to be able to bring that with you. And then if you're on a road trip, nice to not have to find it at a fuel station and have some from home. Just like everything else, we're gonna start closing this guy up too, just to give you another little look at the trailer as we go along. Again, same as our front gooseneck tack room, that closet tack will also be pretty well lit with some LEDs as well. And then as you start going around the trailer, you'll notice too, all of our latches are going to be key to like. Even this paddle latch down low is also key to like. So we have a bit of added security. Obviously, really nice double security where our tack's going to go, and then ability to lock everything up. And you will get one set of master keys with the trailer as you go along. So one thing you'll notice above both tack rooms and at the top rail right above some tie rings that we have here are some nice floodlights. Both of the floodlights above the tack rooms are going to be individually controlled at the tack room, so you kind of have that ability. If you're just using one spot, you don't have to light up the whole place. And then back here we have some load lights and lights above our tie rings, both passenger side and driver side, and we'll have control of those at the rear post of the trailer, along with our interior lights as well. Below that light, you'll see some nice oversized bus windows here on the hip side. We're gonna be flirting with triple digits again this week, I think, maybe towards the end of the week. So it's gonna be hot. We're gonna want to open roof vents. We're gonna have all of our drop windows open on this kind of weather. And then to keep that air moving through the trailer instead of just kind of spinning around inside, open up these bus windows and keep it moving right through and over our horses. It's the best thing we can do for them. And hopefully you can keep moving and you don't get stuck in traffic. So talk about running gear real quick. We are on Dexter torsion axles with electric drum brakes. So no matter your tow vehicle, make sure you always have a trailer brake controller and you have control over that setting, 1 through 10. This trailer empty is gonna weigh a whole lot less than when it's full of gear and 3 horses. So keep that in mind, and that's an ever adjusting number, weather conditions, weight, etc., etc. So make sure you have control of that. And then like I said, we are on aluminum 16-inch wheels and tires here too. So really nice running gear. You're still getting 1 year warranty through Lion's Head right now. Any kind of road hazard, any kind of flat, get yourself on a safe spot, but take some pictures, we'll get you reimbursed. Working our way around to the back, we are a full split 50-50 door back here. On the doors, first and foremost, you'll notice more of that Vortex lining. We have it on our kick wall, we have it on our head wall, we have it on our floor and everywhere else. So really, really nice material. Again, like we said, holds up really well. Let's talk about flooring real quick. This is a rubber matted floor on top of wood. The wood is coated with that same Vortex liner, so we're getting an extra layer of protection with that. And our advice with the wood floors, in terms of maintenance, once a year, depending on usage, pull your mats, do a deep clean on it. Good housekeeping too on a regular basis, on regular usage, is key too. Don't leave a bunch of urine-soaked shavings sitting here for the week after you've shown on a Sunday, and come back next Friday or Saturday and clean it up and inspect your floor to have a long life. So that is part of keeping these floors in good condition. Now working our way into the trailer, well, before we do that, we talked a little bit about add-ons, whether they're bridle hooks or whether they're an electric over hydraulic jack. One more thing that we can talk about too, whether you see a trailer on the lot with a ramp or without a ramp, let us know what your preference is. Don't let that sway your decision if it doesn't have what you're looking for. Again, like I said, we can get factory Logan parts, so no problem doing that. And then these Logans in particular are bolt-on style ramp too, so really easy for our techs to pull these rubber bumpers on, add a ramp to it, or vice versa. Pull that ramp off and add the bumpers back to it. So, working our way inside, we'll close this one up here just for a second, just to give you a look. But first and foremost, fully padded dividers, both sides. Really nice added layer of protection that you get from that. And then opening it back up, we have the ability, a couple double-ended snaps on both sides to hold these guys over. Obviously, a lot of times when we're loading horses, we've got our hands tied with them, tied up, taking care of them and getting them on the trailer and hooked up. So nice to be able to pin those off to that side. And then of course, if you're a horse trailer owner, you know that they are multi-use units. So whether you're helping a friend move, you're throwing a mower in here to take it in for service, you have that ability too. And you've got a lot of wide open space in here as well. Getting all the way up front to our partition wall, just like we said everywhere else too. Vortex liner, really great stuff, and like we talked about quite a bit already, holds up really, really well. So behind me, little tricky to see these guys with the screens that we have in them now, and we'll talk a lot more about them when we get outside. But these are going to be our drop windows with our jail bars. This is when it's going to get the most airflow through these trailers. Big, wide open space that's really going to keep them as tempered as you can in this hot weather. So we'll talk quite a bit more about those when we get outside, but just above those you will notice a tie ring. Nice spot to tie our horses, tie a hay net if you want to do that. And then in the corner a couple more D-rings if you want to get some triangular feed bags to help yourself out with a little bit of feeding on the road or something like that. And then just above all of that too, you'll notice at each horse, so all 3 horses are going to have their own dedicated roof vent. Summertime, obviously going to pull those open, suck some air through, and then wintertime we can reverse those and pull some of that steamy condensation out of the roof line of these trailers too. One more thing, we talked about lighting. Logan does a nice job with these as well. LEDs at the back of each horse too. So we've got main control over there at the rear pillar of the trailer. We'll talk about that when we close it up. but we can also individually turn these on and off. You close these guys back up. You will notice the rearmost partition is a telescoping partition, and the main purpose for that right there is just like we talked about, getting this thing pushed over this way. If we want to use this kind of multi-purpose, you can stow this at the wall like that. And then to pull things out, little spring-loaded clip right there in the middle. Easy as that. And slammer shut. Nice setup, really easy to get these. Get your horses loaded up, get them tied up, get them comfortable. And then with our 50/50 doors, come back here, close things up. You will notice on this driver's side door, a little bit of weather stripping right here. Again, like we talked about, Colorado has a lot of dirt roads, a lot of gravel roads. And so we've actually eliminated, even on the snowy days too, a lot of that stuff coming inside the back of these trailers as that kind of vortex of wind forms back there. So a couple of the light switches on our box that I did manage to leave on, not the interior ones obviously, our 12-volt service, but our tail lights and our reverse lights. So a couple tail lights, all LED, just like our floodlights in our interior lighting. LED fixtures all around for our DOT marker lights alike. And then in our tail lights, like I said, reverse light too. Really, really nice system. Throw it into reverse, no change to that 7-pin connection, and you have that ability to get things lit up a little bit better for you when you're back at a familiar spot at home or at a show where you haven't been before. Like we said, this is going to be our control for our interior lights and our floodlights around the rearmost exterior of the trailer. So Logan does a lot of cool things with their drop windows. We'll hone in on this one for just 1 second. First and foremost, spring-loaded latch right in the middle. Pull that bar down, and that's what releases the pins that pull that out of that track. So if we're at a fuel stop, if we're getting loaded up, or if we're unloading, really nice to drop this down, hook your lead shank on, have a little bit more control of the situation, offer some hay and feed at a fuel stop, and then throw this right back up. This screen, really nice, just a little added layer of protection from any kind of small road debris or any bugs or anything like that. And then really easy to remove too. Just a couple little Velcro loops right there on the bottom, and then it just loops over to the top. So easy to pull that off if maybe you have a mouthy four-legged friend that you think might pull that off. And then secondarily to that, first is that suction cup that holds that against the wall. Really strong, as you saw. It took me a couple tugs to get it loose. That's very beneficial in a lot of the crosswinds that we drive through and a lot of the high winds. It'll keep that from flapping around. And then the other part that I really love about the Logans is that bar right there for the release. So brings it down quite a bit lower. I'm not the tallest guy on the lot for sure, and makes that a lot more accessible for me and easy to reach. And just like we said, we're gonna be hot today. So if we're taking a full load, all three of these are gonna get dropped down, and we're gonna move a lot of air over our horse's head and keep them as comfortable as possible. You will notice tucked in between each of those drop windows some tie rings. Everybody knows you pull into a show or an event or something like that, and parking doesn't allow you to tack up next to your tack room, so you end up over here. Nice to have some options, or if you've got a couple that don't get along, get them separated, and then you've got another floodlight just above them as well. So again, like I said, really nice setup. The tack room layouts on these trailers are getting really unique and really allow you to spend some time in your trailer and not have to go full LQ if that's something that you're looking at. So if you have any questions about this trailer, if you have questions about dimensions and would like to see some spec sheets, if you're curious about weights and tow vehicles and that kind of stuff, please feel free to reach out. My email's down below, luke.sullivan@transwest.com. You can call or text me anytime. My cell phone's 859-509-1282. And if you want to reference this trailer specifically, we'll give you a stock number for it. Real easy to pull that up on our website. That's 5N250872. Thanks for your time today, everybody. Really appreciate it. También hablo español.